Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Prescribed Fire and Smoke Briefing for Monday, May 9th, 2024. Precipitation for the past 7 days and 30 days percent of normal is shown here. This doesn't include precip from yesterday. We did have a pretty good precip day in Utah yesterday, but last week has shown that low pressure system coming into the Great Basin, particularly over the weekend, bringing a mix of rain and snow to much of the area. High elevation snow for sure, and some of that snow getting down to the valley floors in portions of the area. The past 30 days showing here percent of normal. We have a few pockets of above normal and a few pockets of below normal, so kind of a mixed bag for the past month or so. Here we're looking at snow. So the image on the left is the snow totals from the past 72 hours, and we can see that the low pressure system that's moved in over the weekend did bring some impressive snow totals for a May storm. This is a pretty strong spring storm for us with cold temperatures and high to mid elevation snow. We can see the central Idaho Mountains. Really, much of the higher elevations across the northern and central portions of the Great Basin did see snow. There's still a lingering snow winter storm warning in northern Utah today. This recent snowstorm has helped our snowpack stay above average, at average or above average for most of the basin, slowing the snow melt and even adding to the snowpack in some areas. Okay, let's take a look at the forecast here. By this afternoon, we can see the low is scooting off to the east, the north and east just a bit, keeping us in cool west to northwesterly flow. Temperatures are about 10 to 15 degrees below average for the time of year, and that's keeping ventilation rates really high. Winds this afternoon are still going to be breezy, especially across the eastern portions of the area, including western Wyoming, eastern Idaho, and the Uinta Basin, eastern Utah here, as that low kind of scoots a little bit off to the east, and mixing heights remain really high. So again, our temperatures are below normal for today. Like I said, 10 to 15 degrees below normal in the eastern half of the area. A little bit warmer over the west, mid to upper 60s. In Reno, and a little bit further south, temperatures will also be warmer there. Probability of precip shows chances for those rain and snow mix showers continuing over Idaho, western Wyoming, and northern Utah today. Again, snow levels are fairly low in northern Utah. On Tuesday, the low remains a dominant role in our weather, although it is centered a little bit further north and east, but that will keep us in cool northerly flow, so temperatures come down even a bit tomorrow, and we'll still see some moisture in the flow, especially across Idaho, Wyoming, and northern Utah. So ventilation rates still remaining high everywhere. Transport winds are still going to stay breezy, maybe not quite as windy as today, but still breezy west northwesterly flow, more northwesterly flow across the area, favoring some downslope winds in eastern Utah, and then there are portions of the east Snake River Plain and western Wyoming, and mixing heights also remaining very high. All right, so temperatures tomorrow dropping even a bit from today, so highs in the 40s, northern Utah and Idaho. Nevada, western and southern Nevada still staying a little bit on the warmer side there. And a probability of precip, again, showing storms continuing over Idaho, Wyoming, northern Utah, and even northeast Nevada. More of the same is expected on Wednesday, as that low kind of still influencing the Great Basin, continuing to bring precip and cool temperatures into the northern and eastern portions of the area. Ventilation rates remaining high. Transport winds do lighten up quite a bit on Wednesday, with just those gustier winds in western Wyoming. Cool northerly flow everywhere, and mixing heights also elevated on Wednesday. So the temperature is still staying in the 50s for most of the Great Basin, again a little bit warmer in the west and south. Precip rates decrease a bit on Wednesday, with just some precip there over the east central Idaho Mountains and western Wyoming. Forecasted clearing index for Utah is showing really high values for the next 3 days. And our 3-day precip totals are shown here, looking for the precip each day continuing over Idaho, Wyoming, northern Utah, and northeast Nevada, decreasing a bit by Wednesday. On Thursday, we'll really see showers decreasing as the low kind of backs into the southern Great Basin, but it's really fairly dry by then. We'll start to see some temperatures warming on Thursday as a ridge starts to build into the west coast, but it's not really until the weekend that we really increase our temperatures. Ventilation rates still staying pretty good on Thursday. On Friday, we can see the ridge trying to build into the west coast. That low still elongated across the southern Great Basin. Generally drier, but may see some storms here or there with a little bit of moisture in the flow. Ventilation rate still pretty good. And then on Saturday, we'll finally start to see a ridge trying to build into to the western U.S., and our temperatures will start to climb for the weekend back into the 60s and even up into the low 70s. Ventilation rate still staying pretty good. On Sunday, again, warmer and drier across the western U.S., including the Great Basin. We'll see ventilation rates decreasing just a bit with the air becoming a little more stagnant. Precipitation totals for days 4 and 5. This is Thursday and Friday, really just showing a little bit of precip as that low kind of hangs out across the southern Great Basin, but really drying as we head into the weekend. The extended forecast, May 13th through the 19th, calls for above normal temperatures across the western U.S. and even some above normal chances for precip continuing over Utah and Nevada, a little bit drier across the north and west. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back, or our smoke and dispersion briefing. Please check back on Wednesday for the latest updates.